Sup dogs, and welcome to another devlog of Cash's Trap. It's a quiet Sunday alone, so what better way to spend it than a bit of game dev? For today in particular, I'm gonna be spending my morning at the gym, which I usually don't on Sundays, but we are recording after. Just kidding. I had a bit of a heavy Saturday, which you're gonna see evidence of during lunchtime, but I decided that I should probably do my best in burning a bit of those calories. Anyway, that's not important. The important thing is that we have an exciting day today. Things ended up not going the way I planned for. And maybe I'm saying that in a good way. What's up dogs? TheOdie here, and we're in for something. Oh god, why am I zooming in so much? What's up dogs? TheOdie here, and we are in for some peak excitement for today. Because we're going to be developing some more of Cash's Trap. Music. But not just that. We are vlogging for this video, vlogging for the very last vlog. More on that later. And later tonight, I do want to do a video that's going to be about AI. So pretty much where I am right now, you're heavy. This is what I'm looking for. So currently where Cash's Trap stand. Pretty much the only thing I got left is the credit song. And then I also need to make a couple of tunes for trailers. I'm thinking 3 trailers, 1 for each month before the official release. Have not decided on when the game will release just yet. It's between August and September because I want to make sure that I avoid any major release titles like Zelda's coming out in May. But enough of that. Right now, my focus for today is the credit music, and I'm hoping that I can make it so that it can also be a trailer song. 2 birds, 1 stone. 2 notes, 1 staff. 2 drumsticks, 1 drum. So to make sure that this gets done today, I will not leave this room. That may not sound like a lot, especially based on the title of this video, but Hogwarts Legacy released not too long ago, and I want to beat the game. So just to make sure that I ain't leaving this room, I have officially locked myself in. There's no escaping, no leaving, until I figure out this tune. I've actually been sipping on that coffee all morning. I gotta use the bathroom real quick. Anyways. Let's get this. Earlier this week, I actually just finished creating the theme for the opening title. It's actually the one you're hearing right now. It took some thinking, and I actually could have gone in one of 2 ways for this. Something thematrical, with a nice beat, but I ended up going for something more ambient. And it was because I wanted to make sure that my player was properly immersed going in. I only mentioned that because I thought about the process of taking the title theme and twisting it a little bit to make it your credit theme as well. But the way that the game ends and transitions into the credits just didn't feel right. I wanted to carry the momentum into the credits and even potentially into the post-credits. Anyway, after spending some time on the keyboard, I decided to eventually go back into my track list to hear the different tunes I created already. However, that's when the unexpected happened. Okay, so, hear me out on this. I know it sounds like a little bit of a cheater's way about this, but I do have over 20 BGMs made throughout this game, and I've been thinking, some of them actually works out pretty well for the end credits, and it's more so to emphasize some of the things that have already happened. Let me get you away from the heavenly blast that is the light. Here, let's chill with Godzilla instead. So by that reasoning, I think it makes a lot of sense to do that. And I hope it does not sound like a cheater's way out to avoid creating an end credit song. I just like the way it all links up back together. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then actually create the credits, because I have been avoiding that for the longest time. Surprisingly, figuring out how I wanted to roll the credits were more difficult than I thought. It took 10 unexaggerated minutes of staring at the computer, my ceiling, and myself in the mirror, just to figure out how it should go. The thing is that I don't have a ton of credits. Art, music, story, developer. Not to brag, but that was all by me. Really, the only thing I had to credit were the plugin creators, but even those were by roughly 5 different creators. So I decided to take my lunch and hopefully come up with something after. Look, I know I said I was going to leave the room until I created the credit music, but technically it's done now. So... You know, it would not be a TheOdie vlog if I did not have some sort of leftovers or frozen foods. And this, my friends, are my favorite of leftovers. Man, where'd you start? Oh, hey, didn't see you there. So right now it's noon, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and, for the most part, knock out the credits. It won't be completed by the end of today, but I can at least get the bulk of it done. There's several different ways I could think about this, but I think I'm gonna go with the pictures and then credits on the side, on the other side of those pictures. So credits, pictures, as opposed to picture, credits. And instead of scrolling, it's going to flash from one card to the next alongside each of the pictures. And I think that's going to work best because it's not a lot of credits. I made most of the things. A lot of the credits is actually going to be the plugins. And then there's the ones that's not necessary, like crediting RPG Maker, the engine. But I think it's at least cool for the player to know the sort of tools I use and to potentially give them an idea of what they can use. Or they could be like, oh hey, I use that, or oh hey, I'm familiar with that. Oh, neat. So I was getting a bit ahead of myself here, because the first thing I really needed to do was figure out exactly what is going in the credits. Surprisingly, this took a lot longer than I thought. Although I could have credited VisuStella's plugins as just VisuStella. VisuStella is a team, and on the webpage of each plugin actually listed who worked on them. So I decided to take the time, research, and list them into the credits individually. And perhaps it was due to sorting and figuring out the format, but somehow this managed to take almost an hour. Alright, so here's the list. Honestly, it's very, very short. But, yeah, I guess that's what happens when you're doing the majority of it by yourself. I don't even think it's gonna last a full minute. Anyway, I'm tired, as you can tell. I think I'm gonna take a quick break and then go ahead and toss this into the engine. Alright. Peace out, dogs. Now, creating the credits in the engine is a little bit finicky, but overall simple. I'm using a VisuStella's Message Core plugin. This allows me to move the text box where I like.
With that said, you could probably imagine how the coding works. Assign picture, move picture to fade in, move text box, show text, fade out picture. Then rinse and repeat for essentially each slide. Overall, I decided to use the in-game text boxes instead of just pictures because pictures are more cumbersome to work with when it comes to making edits. The only downside to this is that I cannot fade text alongside the pictures, but overall it wasn't too noticeable, especially for something that ended up being less than 10 slides.
Alright, it is now 3 o'clock and I am pretty pooped. But here it is. And of course, I won't be able to show you the entire credits, mainly because the images contain spoilers. But yeah, it's not complete. I'm thinking about putting some sort of background behind the text, and I might play around with the text colors to see what I like best. Lots of room to experiment, and yeah, I'm pretty just worn out right now. But for the most part, I think I'm done for today. I'm pretty tired. Want to play some Hogwarts Legacy. And then I also got to prepare for the video that I record later tonight. So I got to rejuvenate a little bit, you know. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Later!
So I decided to pull up ChatGPT in Midjourney to see what it is I can do with it with RPG Maker. Allows users to create games using a drag and drop interface. The program has